What's going on, guys? This is Oliver from Techitron, and today I've got a review that you've all been waiting for. Yes, I am talking about the Walton Primo VX, a device whose review has been requested to us by numerous people on social media. Now, the Walton Primo VX has been hyped because it's got a Snapdragon 615 processor, and Snapdragon processors are very rare in the local market. So without wasting any more time, let's go ahead and tell you what using this device was like. Instead of going over a lengthy unboxing process, we just decided to take out all the contents and show you right now what's in the box. So we have the warranty card, the SIM ejector tool, a screen protector along with a cleaning cloth, and then there are the headphones, the USB data cable, a wall adapter, and the sliding out box, which I think is pretty nice. At first glance, the Primo VX may seem quite familiar to you because it does look like a number of other Walton devices. But there are a few key differences that really separate this smartphone from the others that you may have seen before. So let's take a look at the design then. The VX has a slim 7.3mm profile and is also very lightweight at only 120 grams. One of the key differences that I was talking about is the presence of a metal line along both sides of the devices. Now, the device is not fully metal, but these plates really make it look nice, and it also feels very good in the hand. Aside from that, we also have this very nice bronzish tone right around the power button that really makes it stand out and look quite attractive. For the display, we've got a full HD, quantum sharp IPS pure black display, and things look very good on this. We have a pixel density of 441 pixels, and everything is very nice and sharp, and as you can see, especially in this image, the black is so good. And that's something that's very uncharacteristic of an IPS display. In terms of detail, just look at this wallpaper, and you can see there's so much to see in each single part of this image just because of that high resolution. And images look very nice and crisp, no complaints over there. I would have filmed this review entirely outdoors, but the negative point of the display is that the brightness doesn't go that high. But on the contrary, it does go very low, so it's very comfortable to use out indoors or at night. Other than that, we have Gorilla Glass 3 that's protecting this device, and we have a screen protector that comes in the packaging. So even though you have Gorilla Glass 3, it's always better and advisable to use a screen protector because you never know what can happen. On the software front, we have Android 5.1.1 Lollipop, and Lollipop runs just as expected, very nice and smooth. Now, we don't have absolutely stock Lollipop because we've got a custom launcher over here, and I believe it's called Trebuchet Launcher, and it looks very nice. The icons are very nicely squared out, the pages are laid out like this, and you get a sort of KitKat style app drawer. Other than that, there are a few customization features on this launcher, and you can see over here you can change the scroll effects, change the wallpaper scrolling, change out any other animations or whatnot. Very nice and very feature rich. Other than that, there is an aspect of this UI that I don't like, and that is the lock screen. Now, the lock screen, as you can see, it is not changeable, or I can't really switch it off. Now, there may be some method of switching it off from the settings, but I tried quite a lot. I could not find any way to actually switch off the lock screen, and that, in my opinion, is a negative because I, for example, like to download lock screen launchers so that I can, just have things my way, and I don't like that sort of restriction. Other than that, everything else is just like stock Android. You see beautiful notification drawer. And over here in the settings, we also have a few additional features. So for example, let's start with this, the buttons. Now what this does is it allows you to assert or give certain functions to the capacitive keys along the bottom row. So for example, here I set the home button to double tap to screen off. So if I just double tap here, screen turns off instantly. And these gestures, they work very well and are actually quite handy. Other than that, I can also change some particular things about the status bar. See, I can change the battery percentage showing or not showing. It's dynamically changing up there on top. Moving along, we also have the ability to turn on and off the pedometer that we talked about. Now, the pedometer is always on display whenever you're on the home screen. So it's always going to be like that, sort of like a floating widget. And the thing that I notice is that unless I switch it off, there's no way to get rid of this bubble. And that again is something that I don't really like because I don't want to see my pedometer every single time I go to my home screen. Other than that, the experience on this device has been very good, although the lock screen has been prone to frame skipping, and that's something that I don't really like much. When we talk about performance, benchmarks really don't say that much about the device, but regardless, here's the Antutu benchmark score, and it's very high and respectable. But to really test the performance, there's really just one way: Modern Combat 5. Now this is, as I've said many times before, probably the most intense mobile game that is available, and the best way to test out any device to the max is to run it on Modern Combat 5 and see how it performs. So let's wait up until the game loads and let's play around. We're going into the gameplay, and one thing I'd like you to notice is the volume of the speakers. I've set this up to the max, but it's not very high. Now, regardless of the fact that I did die like an idiot, I'm pretty sure you noticed some things. Now, first of all, I was playing this on high graphics, therefore you notice some lag. But when you're playing with optimal or at the lowest graphic levels, there's barely any lag, and that's something that I kind of appreciated from this device. The cameras on the Walton Primo VX are very nice. On the back, we have a 13 megapixel BSI sensor with an f2.0 aperture, and on the front we have a 5 megapixel BSI sensor with an f2.4 aperture. Now the camera interface is a bit different, and we have a lot of functionality over here, numerous modes, as this is the Snapdragon camera, and a very good HDR mode. Now pictures taken in HDR take a little while to capture, but I think at the end of the day the results are worth it. And I really want to show you a particular image, or at least a particular set of images, which highlight how good this HDR mode is. Now, first of all, let's take a look at the selfie that I just took a while ago. A lot of detail, good color reproduction, lots of light, and again, there wasn't that much light in this scenario, but I was very impressed with the photo. Let's just move away from these arbitrary images. I took some very nice images over here, as you can see. But there are two pictures that I really want to show, and here we are. So, this image is taken with HDR switched on, and this image was taken with HDR switched off, and just see the difference in colors. There was actually not a lot of light in this scenario, and over here this is a Lego figurine of Luke Skywalker, and his jumpsuit just looks pale and not colorful. But over here with HDR mode switched on, everything just looks so good. The color was captured very accurately, and I was very pleased with this camera. The results are absolutely awesome, and it's probably one of the best cameras that I've seen from a 13 megapixel Walton camera unit. So it's time to summarize our entire review and tell you our final conclusion. Let's go over some of the points that I really liked about this device. First of all, that display, 1080p, very high resolution, very good quality images, good color reproduction, satisfied me. Other than that, we have the very well-known and capable Snapdragon 615 processor that has proved itself time and time again. So when buying this device, you know for certain how this device will perform, especially given that it comes with 2 GB of RAM, which is basically standard with all devices that come with Snapdragon 615 processors. Next, let's move on to the cameras. Both the cameras offer very good image quality, and I was very happy with them. After that, we have the addition of a pedometer and the barometer. Now the barometer may be a bit of a gimmick because, well, you're not really going to use it for much, and it's just going to be there. But the pedometer is very useful because if you want to track your activities, it's going to do so automatically, and it doesn't really take a toll on the battery life either. So I think that's a very big positive that other manufacturers should take up in the Bangladeshi smartphone market. Let's move on from that towards the battery life. Now 2300 mAh will get you through the full day, but if on some occasion you forget to charge your device overnight, you're not going to make it past the next day. So even if that were removable, I would have been a bit happier. And next, let's talk about the lack of OTG. I was expecting this device to have OTG, and even though I did write the preview for it in the past, it kind of skipped my mind. So whenever I connected my OTG device, I was like, why isn't it working? And that's something that I kind of expect from Walton now because it's available in almost every single one of the devices. The Walton Primo VX costs 17,990 taka, and at that price point, I think it's a very good buy because you know exactly what you're getting in the form of a great display, great camera, as well as that very well-known processor. Thank you for watching our review. I hope you really enjoyed it. Please find us on Facebook, like and share, and maybe subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content in the future. Thank you.